Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today we will be talking about summer makeup, or more as the type of makeup I wear when I go to Disneyland. I basically recreated the makeup look and products that I used when I went to Disneyland a couple weeks ago. This is sweat proof. It was like almost 100 degrees. My makeup honestly did not budge throughout the day. My concealer looked bomb, and I really think it has a lot to do with the combination of the Lottie Cosmetics concealer and the translucent powder. I think they just make the best marriage ever. So this is it, my sweat proof summer makeup. If you're going to Disneyland, I guarantee you this makeup will not fail you. If you guys want to see how I achieved this sweat-proof look, keep on watching. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, and I'll see you guys later. Bye guys. So like I mentioned, this is going to be my summer sweat-proof makeup, so let's go ahead and get started. I already basically started my base. And I used the Derma E Vitamin C Concentrated Serum along with the Vitamin C Renewing Moisturizer. And I wanted to let those sink in. Now, for a long-lasting makeup, you definitely want to have your base be like your main, you know, like you want it solid, like a solid foundation. So, I would normally go in with the Milani Prime and Correct set, which you can definitely do that. We're going to be a little bit extra today, and I'm going to be using the SmashBox Primer Water. So, and you may be wondering, this is your second video where you start working on your face before your eyes. And I'm basically just doing that so I give enough time for all of these products to really sink in. And there are definitely a lot of steps to this, but if you're going to be going to somewhere like Disneyland or where you really need your makeup to last all day, I find it necessary to take these extra steps. Now, because I'm combining a Disney look as well as my summer, you know, sweat-proof makeup, I'm actually not going to do a lot to the eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm basically recreating the look I did when I went to Disneyland a few weeks ago. So I'm going in with my Lottie Cosmetics concealer, and I'm going to use that just to kind of neutralize, I guess like a base, like an eyeshadow base. This is going to be super easy. I basically do this almost every day during the summer. I basically just fell in love when I was at Disneyland because I wore this makeup all day long from 8 in the morning until midnight, and everything just looked so, like, I didn't even need to touch up. The only thing that I like reapplied throughout the day was my lipstick, but that's a given because, you know, you're constantly eating or drinking something, so that's not really a big deal for me. But everything else basically stayed in place. So with that being said, I'm going to also grab the translucent powder from Lottie Cosmetics, and I'm just going to set that concealer. And normally I would use a pressed powder to set my concealer, but I find that this translucent powder is really nice, and they're, you know, and it just makes everything last all day. So it's really funny because this is my go-to travel palette for some reason. This is the Makeup Geek Mannymua Palette. It is super beat up, as you can see. It's, you know, it just, these are the colors. I mean, look at this shade right here. It's so beat up. I stuck my nail in it actually this last trip. So it's all messed up. But I normally, I mean, these are the colors that I really like to use on the daily. Like, if you ask me what my go-to palette would be, like if I were to make my own palette, it would definitely have a lot of reds like this, purples, neutrals, my go-to. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of this middle shade called Serum and a little tiny bit of Aphrodite, and that's basically all I'm going to do. It's really, really easy. And I basically just do this just to give my eye a little bit definition. I don't really like going too crazy when I go to Disneyland or during the summer because, you know, you don't want it to melt off and then your eyeshadow looks all gross. And I would rather do something that slowly fades away and then it looks like I had nothing there to begin with. So as you can tell, it just adds a little bit of definition. Oh, and this was the, what is this, Morphe R38 brush, which is just a blending brush. You can use any brush that you like. I'm going to go in with a smaller taper brush. This is the Luxie 205 brush. And I'm like the smallest amount of Aphrodite. Just a little tiny bit in the outer corner just to give it a little bit more definition. And you can definitely bring that in as much as you want. I just like to do a little tiny bit. And then I'm going to go back in with my R38 brush and then blend until I can't blend no more. I'm telling you, this is like the easiest go-to look. And you just blend. Circular motions, windshield wiper motions, whatever you want to call it. You just want those colors to definitely marry each other, blend in nicely. So if your makeup does end up for some reason melting off, it's not like a big deal, you know. And then for the lid, I'm going to go ahead, telling you this is like the perfect travel palette. I'm going to go ahead and add this shade right here, which is called Artemis. And it's just a very sparkly, you know, shade. Subtle, right? And yes, I used my finger because it is the best tool and it is messy AF. But that's okay because we're just going to go back in with the blending brush and just marry all of those colors together. It's totally okay if you get some of that brown into the shimmer. You just want to make sure that there's, you know, no harsh lines or anything like that. You know, we're going for a natural daytime look. Just going to do my eyeliner off camera as usual. I'm going to be using the NYX Epic Ink liner. Can we take a look at this for a second? Look at this, how beat up it is. When I say this is my favorite liner, I'm not lying to you. So anyway, I'm going to add my liner off camera and I'll be right back. So my wings are on. They're definitely a lot thicker and bigger than I would normally do, especially going to Disneyland, but that's okay. We're just gonna roll with the punches today. I'm also going to go in with my Touch and Soul Poreblem primer, and I'm just going to use 2 pumps of that. As I'm rubbing it, I'm also going to press it into my skin, because if you rub it like this, you're just basically smearing the product instead of actually pressing it into your pores. And then I'm going to go in one more time, and then this time I'm using my Milani Make It Last setting spray. And you may wonder what kind of foundation I'm going to use today. I'm not going to use a high-end foundation. I'm actually going to use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. I'm in the shade Golden Beige. The reason I like this foundation is not only does it hydrate my skin, it also, as it, I guess like throughout the day as your makeup starts to wear off, I find that this foundation starts to wear off in a way that it kind of just turns into your skin and it doesn't look all gross and patchy and stuff like that. So I'm going to empty some out onto my hand. I don't like to put the wand on my face because I feel like that way it spreads bacteria basically everywhere and then back into the foundation. Don't like doing that. So I like to put a few little scoops on my hand, and then we're just going to blend that out with my beauty blender. You see how it basically matches my skin almost the same, like you can't really tell. Where my real skin, obviously like I have a lot of redness right now, but for the most part it matches me perfectly. You can't forget your nose. I used to be the type of person that back in the day I would neglect putting foundation or powder on my nose so much, and then I would just look ridiculous because everything else would be like flawless except my nose. So don't forget about your nose. And I've never really been picky with like red spots or, you know, dark spots. Ooh, I should not be doing this so late. Like peeking through, because you still want it to look like your own skin, you know, because if it does wear off, you don't want it to have that huge distinction between like, oh, her foundation is totally melting off versus like it's just your skin, you know what I'm saying? What I like about this foundation is you can definitely build it up if you want to. I'm not going to, for the sake of that I want that more natural look. And then for the concealer, obviously I'm going to be using the Lottie Cosmetics concealer in the shade Fawn. I feel like I have been using this so much. I promise you guys I will use another concealer, but you know what I noticed? I feel like people, when they do like their favorites videos, they talk about the products, but then you never see it again. What's up with that? Right? It's just me? Like, I don't know. And I like this concealer because not only does it last, it's a little bit lighter, so it gives me that highlighting effect without being like way too much. It conceals everything I want it to conceal, and then it brightens at the same time. And I find that this concealer, really, you don't really need to set it. It doesn't really crease, but because we are going for a sweat-proof makeup, I'm going to bake just a little bit with that translucent powder and really get in all of that, all of those fine lines, and just really get as close as I can to my lash line. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set the rest of my face with the Too Faced Primed and Poreless powder. I don't use this powder like on an everyday basis because this is like my going out, I don't want my makeup to budge powder. She is pricey. As you guys know, I really love my Wet n Wild Photo Focus powder. Like, I use that one and my Rimmel one every day. This is like my luxury on the side. I only use it once in a while type of thing. So I really like it. It definitely sinks in my pores and gives me that really smooth finish. So, and then straight up, we're just going to jump right into bronzer. I'm going to be using the Hoola bronzer, again, my e.l.f. Flawless Face Brush. And I feel like I've had this bronzer for so long. I hit pan a really, really long time ago, but I mean, there's still tons of product in here, so I'm just going to keep using it until I really run out. And you may notice I did add way more bronzer than I normally would, but the way I see it is, if you look a little bit crazy for a short amount of time, your bronzer is just going to last longer throughout the day. I'm going to go in with Milani Luminoso Blush. This is the original formula. So I have been using it very sparingly because I have heard and I have seen it in the store. It definitely looks way different than this one here. so I try not to use it as much. And then I'm going to go in, oh, I totally forgot, damn it. So, if you aren't like me and you remember, I normally like to put these drops on before I powder and everything, just to make my highlight last longer. Hello, that's the whole point of this video. Totally forgot. So, if you remember, I like to put a little bit, I mean, it can be whatever luminizer drops you have. I was sent these through Influenster. This is the Marc Jacobs Do You Dewdrops. I love this. So normally I would put these on first and then everything else. But that's okay. No big deal. We live, we learn. So for my highlight, I'm going to be using my obsession, which is Stargazer by Melt Cosmetics. I have been so in love with this, and we're really going to pack on the highlight today. So we're going to put it on, set everything else, and then put some more on. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and dust off the powder that's under my eyes with this Royal and Lane Nickel Highlight and Glow brush. It's kind of like the Real Techniques highlight brush. This is technically a highlighter brush, but I think it's perfect to dust off the powder that I have going on right now. Then I'm going to go back in with my Milani spray. Spray the shit out of my face. I'm going to go in with my beauty blender, and I'm just going to pounce that in to my skin, oh so lightly. And while it's still wet, I guess you can say, I'm gonna go in with another highlight. This is from Artist Couture, the Diamond Glow powder in Illuminati, and a little tiny bit. If it's too much, grab your beauty blender, and pounce that. I want it to really sink into the skin. So basically our base is done. All we need are brows, and there's nothing new here. I'm gonna do my brows the same way I normally would. This is the problem when you become forgetful. I forgot my brush. So anyway, there's nothing new here. I'm gonna speed you guys through this eyebrow routine because it's the same thing I do all the time. Same product. Although I was using the Brow Gal, but because we wanted to last us all day, I'm going to be using Anastasia Dip Brow in the shade Chocolate. So I'm going to do my brows, and I will be right back. So my eyebrows are done, and to set my brows, my favorite brow gel that is like hairspray, they will not budge, is the Brow Gal Clear Water Resistant Brow Gel. Now I'm telling you, I put this brow gel on, my eyebrows will not budge. Like, they will stay in place all day long. And I'm going to add just the smallest amount of eyeshadow to my bottom lash line. I'm going to go back in with that middle shade called Sora. And I didn't bring a smaller brush because I'm just forgetful today. I don't know what's going on. Going back in with that Luxie brush. And I'm just going to run that on the bottom lash line. And then I'm going to add mascara. You can definitely do a waterproof mascara. I would definitely recommend it. But your girl hates waterproof mascara. So I'm going to go in with the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Mascara. You can definitely leave this look with just mascara, throw some lipstick on, call it a day. I personally, trying to think, you can definitely wear falsies. I used to look at girls that would go to Disneyland with falsies and be like, girl, you're tripping. Like, I would never wear false lashes to Disneyland. Like, it's such a long day. But you have to find your perfect pair. So we'll get right into the lashes. I'm going to do my lips. For me, for some reason, I've been going to Disneyland so much. It's a must for me to always wear a red lip. My favorite liquid lipstick to wear that is the most comfortable, the most long lasting, that even if I'll eat, it won't clump up in a gross way, is Dose of Colors. So I'm going to throw on a little bit of lip liner and Dose of Colors Merlot. I'm sure you guys have heard it a million times. The best way to make your lipstick last is to line your entire lip with your lip liner and then add the color on top. No, I lie. I was gonna say we're basically done, but we're not. If I were to wear falsies, which I have, you have plenty of options. I normally like to wear individual lashes just to give, you know, the outer lash a little bit more of a like a cute flirty look. The lashes that I find to be the most comfortable, I can wear them all day long, no problem whatsoever. This may surprise you, are the Creme Shop lashes. This is not the style I normally like. Picked up the wrong style. This is a wisp lash. I want to say they're kind of like the red cherry lashes. My favorite lashes are from the Creme Shop, but they're in the style wispy. These can also work too. Basically all the creme lashes will work because the band is so thin you don't even feel them. But hands down, I would highly recommend going with individual lashes. I would highly recommend going in with individual lashes if that's what you really want to do. For the last step, especially if you're going to be in the sun all day, don't forget to wear sunblock. You know, if your moisturizer has sunblock, whatever it may be. Because I'm a forgetful Nancy today, I would have done this first and last. So I found this Pixie Skin Treats Sun Mist with chamomile and bamboo extract with SPF 30. I highly recommend you guys find a facial spray. This is the only one that I have found at the drugstore. I know that Sephora carries one as well. I highly recommend spraying this on, you know, before your moisturizer or after your moisturizer. I have found that with this one, I'll show you guys right now. I can't remember how it sprays. So you guys you can probably see a little bit, because it does have sunblock, it leaves a little bit of like residue. So what I like to do is just go in with the beauty blender and just pounce it back into the skin, because I don't want it to leave like splotches on my makeup. And then, or if you want, just go in with the regular setting. So the Milani one does not have SPF in it, but you can definitely, I mean, just for the sake of making your makeup last all day, definitely go in with whatever finishing spray that you like. Obviously, I went ham because I want my makeup to last. I want it to not move all day. That's what I want. And we are glowy. You can definitely add a glowing moisturizer. You can add, like my favorite is what brand is this? First Aid Beauty Coconut Smoothing Primer. It does give you a little bit of a glow, but we were already adding so many products, I didn't want to overly do it. But I mean, you can always substitute whatever products you like. Adjust it to however you see fit. This is just what works for me. So this is basically just what works for me. I'm telling you, I went to Disneyland, went like this, and I got back to my hotel despite my lip color that probably ended up taking my lipstick off because I was over the lipstick by the end of the night. But besides the lipstick, everything else still looked exactly the same. I feel like it has a lot to do with how you prep your base and how you finish it with your finishing products. So I hope this helped. For my dry skin girls, this is absolutely perfect. If you have oily skin, definitely adjust the products to your needs. But this is my go-to summer makeup. You know, you can definitely add, for the sake of adding it, let's add a little bit of inner corner highlight. I'm just going to take Stargazer. You can even add, why not? you know, customize it to however you like. I find this to be the most comfortable after a long day at Disney. You know, your makeup will still look relatively good. Or don't wear makeup at all. I don't know. It's up to you. I hope this video helps. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I love Disney, if you guys didn't know that. My favorite ride is Haunted Mansion. It used to be Tower of Terror, and now it's Guardians of the Galaxy. I could talk about this forever, but I won't. Guardians is still really good, but Tower of Terror will always hold a very sweet spot in mi corazón. You know what I'm saying? Let me know what your favorite ride is at Disneyland or Disney World. I've never been there, but I do plan to go someday. It's on my bucket list. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will catch you in my next one. Oh, by the way, if you guys haven't noticed, I will be on a regular schedule programming. At least I will try. Please hold me accountable if I don't. I know I talk a lot with my hands, but what can you do? I'm Latina. Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be my schedule. That is a lot of videos, but you know, we gotta keep this thing rolling. So I hope you guys have been enjoying the regular uploads. Let me know your feedback in the comments below, and I will catch you guys on my next one. Bye guys.